Hi everybody, I'm Michelle Carre and welcome to Your Delicious Life, where each week we take a look at life from a different perspective and we either learn something new or get reminded of something that we already knew. This week's episode is called Know Your Why. This to me is one of my most favorite topics, and I thought it was a great one to start off 2018 with because a lot of us have written goals or maybe we've made New Year's resolutions. And I believe that when you are connected to why you want to achieve your goals, you're that much more likely to succeed. So this really, for me, is the foundation to living the life that you envision. And that's why I wanted to start the year off with this particular episode. Now, for myself, I've been asking why my whole life. When I was a child, it was probably more of an annoying why? And then at times there was also, I just want to know why, when I was being told I couldn't do something or have something. But it turns out my ability or drive to ask the question why was a good thing. I eventually discovered the book by Simon Sinek called Start With Why, and it's one of my most favorite books. I recommend it more than any other book to people, and I'm recommending it to you right now. If you haven't read this book, pick it up. There's also a TED Talk that you can look up on YouTube. It's about 20-25 minutes, but it's such a great talk because it really is foundational, as I mentioned. And he kind of illustrates that why is at the core, and then what and how we do it are the things that we figure out after the fact, but we have to start with why in the first place. So it's a really good framework and something that I carry with me and think about all the time. But when I am setting those goals or creating a New Year's resolution or whatever it may be, I always connect back with why I want to achieve that goal. And that's what we're going to get into here. Life is tough. Reaching your goals is hard work. And if there's anything I know for sure, it's that at some point as you are on your journey to achieving these goals, you're going to want to quit. You're going to want to either walk away, take a break, or stop altogether because it's hard to do it. And that's why your why is so important. Because if you connect to something that is deeper or something that is bigger than yourself, that's what's going to motivate you in those really tough moments to keep pushing forward. And believe me, you're going to need motivation. So you want to get connected to why you're doing something early in the game so you can build a strong connection to that. Every time you take action, you can connect to that deeper meaningful reason that you're doing this and remind yourself, and that connection to that why is going to be the strength that takes you forward. So how do you figure out the why? Well, quick sidebar here. Simon Sinek has a second book out, which is a follow-up to Start With Why, called Discover Your Why, or Find Your Why. Sorry, I'll have to double check on the title of that. But it's actually the follow-up to that. And some people might think it's the initial book to read, but it's actually the follow-up, because you really want to get the idea of the foundation of why in the first book, Start With Why. But he does have a book. But one way that I have found to do this is to just ask yourself that question, why? So if you've set a goal for yourself, ask yourself why you want to do it. Then ask yourself again. And then when you answer it for the second time, ask a third time, but why? And every time you ask yourself why about the goals you have set, you can go further and further and get deeper to connecting with the real reason. Now, 3 times might be enough times for you. You might ask yourself why more times, or it might become clear to you sooner than that. But the trick is to kind of sit with yourself and say, okay, why do I want this? And then keep challenging yourself. But why do I want that? But why? And eventually there's that aha moment where your heart literally opens up because you realize what it is that's truly driving you. Let's look at a couple of examples. Maybe you have a health and wellness goal surrounding weight loss this year, and you want to lose a certain amount of weight. If you ask yourself, why do I want to lose this amount of weight? Maybe the first answer is because I'll look better, I'll feel better, I'll be healthier. Okay, that's great. But why is that important to you? Well, I want to have energy. I want to be able to hang out with my kids and do things with them. I want to be able to do things with my partner. And I want to have the energy for that. I don't want to feel tired and lethargic all the time. Okay, this is getting good. But why? Because I don't want to miss out. I don't want to miss out on opportunities with my kids. I don't want to miss playing on the floor with them when they're young. Or I don't want to miss out on a trip of a lifetime with my wife because I would need to walk a lot during that trip, and right now I can't. I don't want to miss out on these things because my health is holding me back. That's your why. Boom. Mic drop. Do you see how you get further and further into it? You keep asking why and you get deeper and deeper, and it really cuts to the core of the issue and you go, no, this is why I want to do it, because I want to be able to live my life. Yeah, sure, it's a great side effect to look good in those jeans or to feel better and to, be healthier, but ultimately it's about living my life, and that's what I really want to be able to do. Now, I'll give you another example here. Let's say you have a business goal and you want to, sell a certain number of your product or services, or you have a goal surrounding that. Okay, well, why? Why do you want to sell X number of widgets? Well, I want to make X number of dollars. Okay, that makes sense. But why? Why do you want to make that dollar amount? Well, I want to go on that vacation with my family, or I want to get rid of that debt that I have incurred, that I've been trying to work on for the last few years. Okay, well, why? Because honestly, it's stressful. It's stressful having that debt hanging over my head, and I want to be able to go to sleep at night knowing it's not there anymore. Boom! That's your why. That's what's going to keep you going, is when you really dig into that. So yeah, sure, it's about maybe making a sales goal that you set for yourself. Yes, it's dollars in the bank account, but what it's really about is relieving stress on yourself and on your family by being able to get rid of that debt that's been hanging over you. When we ask why, we really get to the root of the issue, the cause of the goal. And that's what I want to get you to do here. And when you know what that why is, that's what's going to get you out of bed that cold morning. If you have promised yourself, I am going to get up and I'm going to go to the gym 4 days a week at 5 a.m., I can guarantee you at least once this year, probably in the next month, it will be very, very cold outside, especially if you're in Alberta. And this could last all the way to the end of April, friends. But there's going to be a morning where you're like, nope, I'm cozy, I'm under my sheets, I do not want to get out of bed and do a workout. And you might even make excuses like, you know what, I'm already down, this many pounds, or I'll go tonight, or something like that. And that might be the reason that you're able to stay in bed, because you've come up with some excuse. But if you are lying there and you connect back to, but I want to know, I don't want to miss out on my life. I want to be there for my kids. I want to go on that trip and I want to feel healthy and I don't want to be winded. If you connect with that under those sheets, that is what is going to get them off of you and your feet onto the floor and into your running shoes and at the gym. That's going to be the thing that moves you forward. When you're sitting there thinking, I don't know if I should call this client. I don't know if I should reach out to them. Maybe they don't want to hear from me. I'm not sure if I'm even very good at my job. The thing that's going to push you forward to be brave and make those calls and send that email and show up to that event, even if you're an introvert and you don't love meeting people, but you know that it's good for your business, the thing that's going to get you there isn't a certain amount in your bank account, isn't a paycheck. It's going to be knowing that you going out there and asking for that business or putting yourself out there as someone that people can do business with is knowing that that can pay off the debt. That can relieve the stress that you've been carrying around. that's going to be the motivation to walk into that room, to pick up that phone, or to send that email. Connecting with your why is so, so, so important. You can see I'm excited about this because it's something I believe so very, very strongly in. So if you have written these goals, if they're down on a sheet of paper or in your agenda or somewhere out there, go back to them and ask yourself why. And do it 3 times, at least 3 times probably. And ask yourself why you want to achieve that goal. And then just jot it down next to that goal, because that is what is going to keep you moving forward so you can achieve them. And I want you to achieve your goals in 2018. I want you to blow this year out the water, girlfriend. So make your connection to your why so you can do that. I'll give you a personal example here to close out. The other day, on the 31st of December, I was kind of sitting around, watching TV, kind of lazy day, flipping around, and I saw that the movie Joy was on. Now, I've never seen this movie. I wanted to go see it when it came out originally, but I hadn't had the opportunity to, or I hadn't made it a priority, rather. So there it was, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to record this, and then I'm going to get off my butt, because I've been sitting on it, and I'm going to go downstairs, work out on the elliptical or whatever, and I'll watch the movie. That'll be my motivation to get down there. I've got this movie to watch. So there I am, and I'm on the elliptical trainer. And for those of you who don't know, the movie is about a woman who is an inventor, and she has these great ideas, but throughout her life they're kind of pushed aside, either by circumstances or by people telling her, just don't worry about that, don't do that, you don't, just do what you're doing, don't be thinking up these crazy ideas. And it's of course a culmination of events throughout her life, and she finally says, nope, I'm doing what I want to do. And she pushes forward with her dreams. But the moment that got me was when she went up to her daughter's room, and she was sitting there with her daughter's paper and crayons, and she was drawing out her invention, and then she was taping them up on the wall. The part that got me was her daughter watching her. Now, for me, my why for doing the coaching and the speaking about living a life that you love and living the life that you envision, that's always been about empowering people. And my why was that I wanted to empower people to truly live a great life, because I really believe that the world would be a happier and healthier place if we did. And that's a good why, but it wasn't personally connected. And it was that moment in the movie that I got clarity on what my real why was. And it's that I want to live the life that I envision for myself. And I want to live my personal definition of success. But I want to do that because when I do those things, when I take those actions, I'm being watched. My children are watching me. And I have the greatest power of influence with my children. As their parent, seeing me every single day, I have great influence over their life. And if my actions influence them to live the life that they envision for themselves, that is it for me. That is my why. That's what I want. Because I want my children to grow up and do whatever it is that they want to do and be whoever they want to be. And I want them to find their happiness and define it for themselves. So my why is about finding ways to illustrate that and demonstrate that for them. And when I saw this in the movie of this little girl watching her mom coloring with the crayon and taping it on the wall, it was that moment that it totally clicked for me, and I realized, you know what? It's about showing it and it's about demonstrating it to my kids, and that is what is driving me. So I hope to share, the systems I've created with lots of people and encourage a lot of people. But at the end of the day, if the only 2 people that I ever encourage, that ever learn from me, are my kids, then I've done my job, and I'm quite happy with that. So that's my why for doing what I do. But having that moment and seeing that scene in the movie really, really clarified it for me. So that has helped me, because when I sit down to do my work, and yeah, there's times that you don't want to do certain things. You're scared to send an email. You're not sure if you should do this thing or post that thing. But if at the end of the day, my reference is that I'm going back to wanting to be a good leader and a good influencer to my kids, then that's what's going to keep me going. So find your whys, sit down, reconnect with those goals, ask yourself what your why is, and then watch amazing things happen this year. Because when you are connected to your why, you will do amazing and incredible things. And I'm so excited for you. Anyways, I want to wish everyone an incredible start to 2018. I can't wait to be in your inbox every single week this year with new videos. If you're not a subscriber, just head to michellecarre.com, and if you scroll down, you can join the list, and you'll get an email with these videos every single week in your inbox. And can't wait to see what the year has to bring for me and for you. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you next week.